Hello there, my name is Patrick Bitature. When we talk about succession planning, most of the time we think about handing over a business when you retire, and often to your own children. That is if your children are interested. Lately, children of today, very few are interested in the business that we built. Some do take an interest, some don't. So you can't force them. Give them a choice. Let them choose what they are passionate about and talented about. At times, passion is overrated. And if you're passionate about something, but you don't have the talent for it and doesn't make money, forget it. Let that be a hobby or CSR. Do things that you are talented, where you are good at something and it can pay your way. So that's what you've got to focus on. It's a lot harder when it's not your children. And I often find the people who are in the diaspora, they want to do something that has legacy. They want to plan their succession back home. And they find huge gaps because they're not that close. It takes time for the roots to grow and settle so that the tree can grow and be sustainable. And that's where the problem is. Now we who are privileged to work here, the children go and study wherever they study, whether it's in the local schools or outside, then they come back and they've got to learn the business, learn the network of people that you work with, that circle of influence that you work with, so that they build their name. They have gravitas of their own. They have credibility, trust. These are important, invisible components that are required in a business. When you cook and you put in some spicing, people may not see the spices physically. They just know you've cooked and it's either meat or it's beans, and someone else does the same thing. But you've spiced it. You've put in the necessary ingredients that bring the aroma, they bring the flavor, they bring the taste. Those things are hard to put by saying cut and paste. This is the book, read it, this is the manual, run the business. So you've got to take time and bring these people on board and nurture them. Let them spend time following, seeing what you do, how you do it, why you do it, the way you do. Then that way you are nurturing them. So that you slowly step back. They'll make a few mistakes as you step back, it's okay. But eventually they learn how to do things like you did, or probably better. And that's wonderful. That is very pleasing to any person who has built a business. Handing it over to the next generation to see that they can continue with it. They bring in innovative ways of making it even better. That's a big plus. But very often it doesn't happen, especially in the African setting. One person builds a business, then delegate, and we always say, oh, he died too soon. You were 75. You can't have died too soon. You had all the time to plan. So it would be a shame that you've not empowered the next generation, either of your children or your representatives or your management team, so they can run the business how you can run it. It's not an easy exercise, and I'm trying to do it now, so I'm spending less time in the hotels, trying to see that the hotels can run themselves. I spend even less time in the telecom, because it's got to run itself. And I'm trying to see that I use best practice from what I've studied in the listed companies and seeing in global companies. How are they run? You don't find the owner of Shell in Uganda, because there are Shell petrol stations all over the world. They build a system, and the system works, and there's a reporting structure, accountability. So you've got to build a system that works, and it's a system that protects the business, the institution. People may come and go, whether it is in the business or in government or in private companies, public space, but at the end of the day, the system protects you. It has continuity, and we must all accept that. Everybody's got a time to play a role, and then they step aside and let the next delegation go. So the people in the diaspora, you have a bigger challenge, and that's why you depend more on financial instruments and property. It's harder for you to set up businesses when you are so far away. Businesses require time. And that effort, that individual, that IP, that is uniquely yours, to make that business yours. But if you buy instruments, it doesn't matter. You can give a standing order to the bank, keep buying my treasury bills, and keep recycling, and compounding the interest, and let the money stay there. And you leave instructions. So much money for insurance, so much money for expenditure, so much for maintenance. So that diaspora can also play a role. And it's a very important role, especially because property appreciates, land appreciates, instruments are safe. Cousin, relative, a funeral cannot come and take out a piece of them. Whatever the circumstances, they are tied in. So that's a system again that protects your investment. The earlier we think about these things and plan our investments wisely, the better. Thank you. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe, share this video, and let the young people of the region, not just Uganda, know what you have learned today. I hope it has been useful. Thank you very much.